Hello. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye. Hello, thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Nadine and I work in the Philip Roth Personal Library located on the second floor of the Newark Public Library in Newark, New Jersey. This evening, I would like to introduce you to Faleeha Hassan, New Jersey resident and author who was nominated for the Pulitzer Prize. Ms. Hassan will be discussing her newly published memoir, War and Me. Hassan is a poet dubbed the Maya Angelou of Iraq. It's a raw, honest memoir touching on hopelessness, horror, and fear during what seemed to be endless years of war in Iraq, and survival during those times. Life was difficult and her marriage was even more difficult. But as you read the book, Ms. Hassan's will and determination are evident and noteworthy. I did also want to share that Ms. Hassan came to the United States as a refugee in 2012, and she learned English online. She has faced discrimination in her country as a woman, and here in New Jersey, she's dealt with prejudice from being from Iraq and wearing a hijab. So without further ado, I am delighted to welcome Faleeha Hassan.
Hi everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to Ms. Nadine for this great opportunity. It's my pleasure to be with you tonight.
That's great. So we're gonna have time for questions and answers later. I know I definitely have some questions. And if you would like, you can read a passage of your book, or you can talk a little bit more about your experiences.
Yeah, first of all, I'm going to speak about myself before I do read my a passage from my book, War and Me. My name is Faleeha Hassan. I'm from Iraq. I'm a teacher, editor, playwright, poet. I did publish 25 books, and I taught Arabic English for 24 years in Iraq in different schools, middle schools, high schools. And some of you may know me as the Maya Angelou of Iraq. Thank you to Oprah Winfrey. And I was born in Iraq in 1967. And I remember the first day of my middle school, the Iraqi government announced they will close the school for 10 days until certain victory over war with Iran was announced. But this war doesn't end with 10 days. It lasts for 8 years. And I remember all my friends and my relatives, they were killed in that war or missing in it. And also, while my poetry comes easily to me, I was dreaming, or I had long dream to publish or to write a memoir about the hardship of wars that me and my relative and my family endured. And because I was a witness also for all these horrible situation. And also I want to write something everyone can remember, because in war there's so many hidden events. The writer must write about them, and then maybe the rulers can wake up and think 1,000 times before they start a new war. And War and Me, I think this book, it's a great book, not because I did write this book, but because it's a record to so many hard and so many difficult time during the Iraqi-Iran war and the unjust blockade that the Iraqi people was suffering from. Because in this blockade that lasts for 12 years, Iraqi people, they suffer from disease, starvation. And I remember I did read article. They said in this article, it's 1 million kids get died because we during the blockade because we don't have any medicine and this medicine in the hospitals, and all these medicines start to sell on black markets, and with the majority of these medicine, they are expire and very expensive. And I hope in this book, War and Me, people can find what they like. I hope all the reader like they find what they like. For example, the people they love adventure, they will see a character went to the front line looking for fathers and brothers, and those they are interesting to know about other culture. They find the richness of the Iraqi culture and how the Iraqi society can deal with living and dead. And also, and the most important of that, the reader will find how the war can affect all these innocent people, whether they are soldiers, women, or just
Okay, looks like we're having some technical issues. Let's see if Faleeha can log back in. 1 second. Okay, you're good. You just unmute.
okay, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I'm going to read a paragraph when I went to the front line looking for my brother. Then I turned to the woman beside me and said, Auntie, my brother is a soldier in Basra and hasn't had leave for months. So I've come to search for him. What do you think I would find him? My word surprised the woman. My words surprised the woman, and her face clearly showed her astonishment. All the same, she quickly replied as she stood up. I believe he's in El Fao. Many soldiers are in El Fao now. Most of its population has deserted El Fao since Saddam's war with Iran. We have important business in El Fao and have been looking for hours for a driver who will take us there. Most drivers have refused. They say the road is long and dangerous too. The other woman interrupted her, saying, It's south of Basra. I did not hesitate and quickly asked them, May I go with you to Al Fao? My God, niece, the matter is not that easy. You are welcome to come with us, but what I ask you is whether you can approach the military units all by yourself. The situation is very dangerous. We are at war and death is certain. I did not want to listen to the advice of that woman who had started to warn me against the dangers of death and war while she was risking her life, her husband's life, and her sister. The man returned quickly, and his wife told him about my situation and my desire to accompany them to Alfa. He seemed not at he seemed not at all troubled by the matter. So we three ladies followed the man as he sped away. A moment later, the man pointed to a little old taxi and said, "That's the car." We climbed into the dilapidated taxi. The man was in the front seat, and I sat with the two women in the rear. Before we departed, the driver asked all of us to pray to and for the Prophet Muhammad, may God bless him and grant him peace, and to recite the Fatiha, the opening surah of the Quran, to facilitate our trip. After we had done that, we launched into discussion with the elderly man about current events in Iraq, while the two women chatted about family matters almost in whisper. I looked out the window at the deserted road the vehicle was trying to cross. Signs of devastation were clearly apparent in the remains of military machinery abandoned beside the road. There was there were rusty carcasses of trucks and their large tubs of tankers. Huge wheels were scattered here and there, in addition to sandbags that soldiers had used as permits to shelter behind during bombardment. We seemed to be approaching a land where many battles had been fought. I don't know how far we had penetrated into the region by ourselves when a military truck appeared like a mirage on the horizon. When the truck drew near, we found that it was filled with soldiers. One of them noticed our vehicle heading in the opposite direction and gestured to us, signaling with his hand to turn around, go back where you came from. But the driver was busy talking to the passenger seated beside him and did not notice that soldier, so he drove on in the same direction. I started gazing at the departing truck with because astonishment, because all the soldiers sitting in it looked identical. Someone seeing them from a distance would think they were all single soldiers with multiple incarnations. Only a few minutes later, another truck appeared on the horizon, carrying soldiers, fewer than there had been in the previous one. The moment those soldiers spotted our vehicle heading their way, most of them being waving at us, asking us to turn and head back where we had come from. This time the driver did notice and slammed on the brakes, stopping the car immediately. His head and that of the passenger beside him almost collided with the windshield. As for the three of us women, our backs and heads swept several times in the air in reaction to the perfect stop before settling back down on the seat. The vehicle sat where it was for some moments before the driver attempted to turn it around and head back where we had come from. Then everyone inside the car seemed to be speaking at once, and I could not distinguish what was being said except for the emphatic word that left it. from the mouth of the woman beside me. Turn, take us back. We don't want to die here. The driver's anxiety increased. Then he wanted to turn the vehicle around as quickly as possible and being talking to himself in audible voice. I know that coming here was hugely dangerous. Lord, shield us, forgive us, save us. Meanwhile, the man sitting up front was trying to calm the driver by repeating, say, oh Lord, say, oh Lord. The women on the far side of the rear seat did not stop saying, oh concealer, oh Lord, oh concealer, oh Lord. For my part, I experienced moments of sheer panic, but silently. My sense of myself as a educated woman had restrained me from displaying my fear openly, even though it had shuffled up my body. I convinced myself that if I die and was buried here in this land, any surviving passenger would testify to the courage I had dis- displayed, displayed, even if that courage had been phony and superficial. The wheels of the vehicle turned very rapidly to the left, and the entire vehicle tilted to the side I was on. The door beside me swung open all by itself, and I would have fallen out if the woman next to me had not grasped my body with both hands as she shouted angrily to the driver, watch out, we'll die, Allahu Akbar. It took several minutes, but eventually the driver was able to turn the car around and stop in the middle of the road. He jumped out and closed the door that was hanging open, while my trembling body was coiled up a ball in a ball, adhering to the body of the old woman who had saved me with her vigilance and courage from being crushed to death. Once the driver shut the open door, we all required a moment of calm, a time out from thinking about what had happened or still might happen. The driver needed this moment. He rested his elbow for a moment on the hood of the car. Then he began searching his pocket virtually for something I deduced from the agitated motion of his finger that he was looking for a pack of cigarettes in hopes of setting fire to this moment and turning it into a puff of smoke. But a reverberating sound punched out eardrums and shook the car as violent as if the ground beneath it had been racked by an earthquake. The driver was panic stricken, but before he climbed back into the vehicle, he ran around it once more to check that my door, which he had just shut, was still firmly closed. Then he tried to start the engine, but nothing happened. He tried again and it refused to turn over. The sound of reverberating explosion were repeated several more times while the two women's screaming rang out. The two men were not silent either. They began to curse the war and those who had ignited. For my part, I began prayer to God silently to save us from this trial, even as the feeling tormented me that I can summarize as a sense that this car had stopped in the middle of the road here to force me to witness some mighty event, which I hoped would not occur. The driver asked all of us to get out of the car and push it while he remained inside and tried to start it several more times. We pushed it with all our might as the driver poked his head out the window and shouted, "Harder! Push harder!" The moment we heard the engine start again, before we climbing back in our seats, we noticed in the distance another truckload of soldiers trying to retreat on our same road. The driver asked us to be quick about climbing back in, but another terrifying, terrifying reverberating sound cut us off ground and shocked our feet to the ground, even as the reverberating continuing to deafen our ears. An artillery shell flew high over and landed on that truck, turning the soldier into body parts dispersed in every direction. I do not know how I climbed back into the car or how it shot off with us to return. The only things that stick in my memory as a human remains flying through the air while the two ladies bowing their heads and wheeled. The man removed his headband and sank into silence as our car put a lot of distance between it and the scene of the disaster we had witnessed. All the same, I turned to look back into and found the truck had become a terrifying ball of flames.
Thank you so much. So I know you wrote a lot of poetry. Can you tell our viewers how many books you've written and how difficult was that to start as a woman in Iraq?
Yes, I did publish 25 books between poetry, prose, and even I did write poetry for kids. And I became, in 2012, I became the first woman in Iraq write poetry for kids. And I did publish my book in Iraq. It's called A Guard of Dream. And also, I remember the first book I did publish in 1991. It was poetry book. It's called Because I Am a Girl. I remember in this time when I did publish the book, the story of publishing this book, first of all, I didn't have money to publish the first book. And then I took the gold my husband gave me as an engagement with, in my engagement time. And I did sold this gold, and then I did publish my first book. And after 2 months, the guy he did the house publication, they called me and they said, now you can come and take your money, because we did sell 5,000 copies from your book. But I remember when they did book sign for this book, there is more than 100 men came to this event, but not because they want to support me as a woman. You know, they want to know why she wants to be a poet, and who is this girl. She came in from an unknown family, and she put her head with our heads, and that's a big challenger. And for me, and I remember one of them, he was a let's see, he was a popular in that time. He's a poet. He took my book and he started screaming, and he said, this book, it's shame on Najat. And the reason why, because the book has a face of woman without hijab. And that's something, it's like against the rule of my city, because my city is a holy shrine, and it has a great Al-Imam Ali. That's the cousin of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he's the Imam the Shia in whole world. Yes, and after that, I start receiving so many different invitations to come to different festivals. We have two big festivals in Iraq. One is called Al-Marbid. It's a location in Basra, in the south of Iraq, and another one is called Al-Jawahiri, and location located in the capital of Iraq, Baghdad. And I was every year receiving invitation to come and read my poetry there. And I start from 1991. I start publishing my poems in different newspaper and magazine, and I became, famous a little bit. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Why did you feel the need to write this memoir? What is it that you wanted to tell people? What is the most important message you wanted to convey?
Yeah, first of all, I want to tell people um, there's so many unknown, or not unknown, it's like hidden events in the war, and not everyone can write about them. And I think the writer must write about that. And also, I want to know I want them to know there is no real victory in any war. Um, like the warring nation, they will lose some uh, lost innocent people when they start to fighting each other. And I hope if someone can, this is my dream, my big dream. I hope one leader, he will read the book, my book, and then he start in. And also another reason, because I did lost my mom and my father, my grandfather, my grandma too, and also I lost my brother during when I was writing this memoir because of the pandemic. Um, I want to have all my family with me because I need them, and every time I miss them, I'm going to open the book and see my mom, talk to my grandmother, talk to my brother. This is, I want them to be close to me anytime and yeah, at least to finish my journey. And also, this is like if you read this book, you will see this book started as a dream. I was when I was in my country in Najaf, I dreamt I was in a public library looking for a book for poetry book by Aragon. And I remember the title. It's called Elsa and the Eye of Elsa. And then the librarian woman, she said, "We don't have the book." And I get sad because they don't have it. Then she called my name and she said, I'm going to give you the pen of Aragon, and you need to write our history. And when I wake up, I said, I can write all people's history, but I can write my history. Then I start to speak with the Professor William, the guy who translates the book. Because I know him from 2016 or 14. I'm not sure about the date. I told him I have this dream to write my memoir, and what do you think? He said, I have a friend. She's working. Her name Gabriella, and she's working in Amazon. Amazon publication, and I'm going to mention that to her. He did mention that, and she she told him if I can send one copy, I mean one chapter, and introduce production, and I'm sorry, um, introduction and one chapter. But I did write that in Arabic and send it to him. He did translate it to and send it to her. After maybe 1 week, I received phone call from her, and she said, "Guess what, Faleeha? That's so weird. I dreamt I'm reading your memoir." And then they accepted for publication, and I signed agreement with them. I mean, with Amazon, and my book now is available on Amazon. And I read today, it's the uh, bestseller for the Iraqi history.
That's wonderful. You've been through so many hardships. You've lost so
Yeah.
many people.
Mhm.
I think many of us can't relate to most of the experiences that you've gone
Yeah.
through. How long did it take you to write your memoir?
In Arabic, I did write some memoir for like I started writing for 1 year, and when, as you know, I did write that in Arabic, and then then I sent it to Professor William to translate it, and it took him also 1 year to do that. Like the majority of all the work, it took, I think, 2 years and some months, because every time he will send me the translation, I read it, then I send it to him. But sometimes we agree about the details, sometimes I took some sentences. It's long process. It's not easy to do just 5 months. Yeah.
How much different was this for you than writing poetry? Was it a lot more difficult or?
Poetry for me, when I do write it, I heal myself by writing poetry, because um, I don't like to go to the therapy session and talk about what I um, experienced. But that's why I write a lot. I like poetry a lot, and it's healed me. But with memoir is so difficult. I tried to write story. No, I did write story plays, so many, and but with memoir it's so difficult, because like I try to forget this event, forget these hardships, forget these situations. Now I force myself to write about them, and like I put myself again in same situation, same feeling, and write about it. That's why every time I was writing something, let's see, a paragraph or chapter, I will go outside just for walk, or take a, breathe, or sometime I was hoping if there is a rain, and I will go outside just to cry, and no one notice me, because it's so many hard things in this book.
Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm,
We have a question from one of our audience members.
mhm.
How did you deal with the backlash that you received from men? Were you ever afraid for your life? Were there any times that you were ever attacked for being a woman poet or anything similar to that?
Oh, in Iraq, I think especially in my country, in my city, in Najaf, men control everything. Men control the women, everything. That's why when I start writing poetry, no one from them, no one welcomed me. But I was digging, and um, to to establish my way. No one gave me my success. I took it by fighting. Like when I told you, I was living in different wars. Even to be a woman and writing, and to be creative woman, it's not easy. Still, even now, let's see if the women write something they don't like, they make her stop by talking so bad, or write so many articles about her. But I didn't care. Like I received so many. Let's see, one time I received I was googling my name, and I find out there's a guy. He's a professor in philosophy, in Iraq, and he wrote article about me. The article, and he did publish that in Arabic language, and the article was titled. The article title was Faleeha Hassan, the poet with a black face and the black soul. And uh, when I did write it, first of all, I get sad because that's not me. I don't have a, yeah, of course, I have a brown skin, but it doesn't matter. That's something Allah gave it to me. I don't, refuse that. I love that. I love my skin, but I'm not a black soul. I'm very clear white soul. I'm lovely woman. I think everyone is we don't have any enemies. That's what I was thinking. But then after that, I did laugh a lot because you just imagine this guy. He's a professor and a professor in philosophy. That's meaning he's supposed to have a great mind, a great soul, but and I didn't do nothing to deserve that, to deserve that. That's it's not easy. I mean, not every woman can keep doing it, but if she if she focusing about her success, she will do it. That's what I did. Like I keep I yeah, of course I will receive every, even now I will receive so many I mean so many things, so many bad things they you know told me, or I mean I remember one time I was with my kids in a museum in Philadelphia, and we was watching beautiful painting, and there was two couple, white couple, they was also there, and they are old. I mean, it's not kids, but when they saw me, they said the guy, he told his wife or his fiance, I don't know. They told her, "Watch out, she's behind you." And it's like they feel scary because I have this stuff, and I was dealing with this woman every time I go to my local Walmart to buy something. This woman, she was in customer service. Every time I woke up, I woke to pay my grocery. She will take the Bible and she put it between me and her, like I am a double coming to. It's so many
Wow.
things, but but I keep going. It's the life. That's the life. We can change it by snapping. That's
And I don't want to dwell on the negative, but just so our
it's so
audience.
many things. Yeah, I like to talk positive, but
But you were also on a death list, weren't you?
yeah, yeah, in Iraq, yeah. It's not just me. There's hundreds of people, because the people they put this death list because they want to empty the Iraq from all these creative people. Yeah,
Um, One of our viewers posed a question, and I had the same question as well. You're amazing to have been through so much and still be such a strong, positive, and kind woman. To what do you attribute your resiliency?
um, I think because um, because I'm focusing about my my goal in the life, and also I have my kids with me. That's give me courage to to walk in my path and be success, and don't hold back and look to just all these bad memory, because and life is first of all it's difficult, but it's so good to feel it, and also to live every minute from it. That's why I hope I hope the happiness for everyone, and I hope every woman uh, can achieve her goal.
Have you been to back to your country since you've come here?
I I I went after I took my green cards because my sister, she was dying in the hospital, and she wrote her will, and she said, I want you to come and see me before I pass away. And I asked the organization if I can just go and visit her. And my kids was so young, I can't leave them by themselves. And they, after they gave me the agreement, I took my kids and I visited her for 1 month. Now she didn't pass away. She's okay, but she's still very, very, very ill. And I hope one time I can see her again, not on WhatsApp or Viber, something like
Yeah.
in person. Yeah.
Um, I know I have a favorite passage in the book, and for those of you that have a Newark Public Library card, the book is available in the lobby of the main library for you to check out. Um, I was touched by the last page of your book, and I'm just going to read a passage. And I know you know which one I'm going to read. My one request is for people not to hate other individuals because they differ in appearance, complexion, race, or creed. We all share a common humanity. That's what's important. So that's my favorite passage. And do you have one?
I like the book, all the book, but I like the last sentences when, because so many people when they see you with a scarf, they get scary, and they sometimes they put you down. I was working as a substitute teacher, and even the teachers, they think I don't have any education, or I don't have any um, uh, what they say. Even I don't have a brain to think. Some people they think that, and that's why I want, like, I hope that the people can see a woman with hijab, they will respect her and treat her like a human being, like not like an alien come from space, or um, someone she's like she has nothing, she has no life. No, the major, I think almost all the people they come from different countries, they came with education, they came with a career, but they left the countries because it's no other other what they other way to survive, and not because they want to take advantage of this country. If they believe me, if they have another a place to be safe and far from wars or this is hardships, they don't come here. And yeah, and please respect the women with you, because we don't I don't, for me, I can't just judge women because she's showing everything, and when she go outside, that's not my I don't, this is not my business. Why you put yourself in our business? Because we don't be afraid of from the woman because she has a scarf. There's nothing. There's just hair under the scarf, and yeah, that's why I hope everyone, like I said in the last sentences in my book, please, if you see a woman with hijab, say hi or smile. That's enough. We don't, yeah, we will work. When the first time I came here, I was a volunteer in St. John of God for 2 years. Then I started to work as a substitute teacher, and I never asked anyone for help, and I pay my rent, I pay my bills, I pay my tax, and I just want to be in peace, me and my kids, and I don't like to involve with all these horrible situation. That's it.
Just curious, did you ever say anything to the woman at Walmart, or you just let
I,
it
I
go?
no, I didn't, because I think she has some. She wants to change it from inside, and this is not my mission to do that. But one time I saw her outside crying because she has a very bad day, and I felt uh, something. I felt for her, and I was carrying a box of water. Not carrying like myself, but with my card. I took one and I gave it to her. I said, "You want to drink something?" And she took it from me. She said, "Thank you," and she took it and she drank the water. It's so many.
Wow.
It's not just one or two, but I hope everyone change his mind.
It's a very strong message, and I hope, I'm sure, we conveyed it to everybody. So as a refugee, you could have been placed anywhere. And I've heard you talk about it in interviews. You could have gone to Australia, but they told you New Jersey.
Yeah.
What did you think of New Jersey when you arrived? And I know you talked about some bad experiences. Were there any positive experiences when you came? And what do you think of it now?
Yeah, believe me, when I received phone call from Catholic Charity and they said, American, we accept your case and you will go to America. And I did, oh, okay. That's meaning America is far away from the Iraq and I went to any country far away from my country. But then they said, you're going to go to New Jersey. And believe me, I didn't know about city called New Jersey. Like, I don't know if this city exists. In my mind, maybe they took me to the, I don't know, Arizona. I know Arizona. I know Michigan. I know New York. I know, but even Philadelphia, I heard about. But New Jersey, I never heard about New Jersey. And we came here with a rainy day. But then I loved it because it's quiet. Even the place here, there's so quiet place and also clean. It's so many trees and I love trees and also I love the when I walk in the street and see and I will see so many different people from uh, different places, different countries, different like when you walk in Iraq, you will see all the Iraqi people there. But here in America, you walk in the street and you will see Indian, you will see Chinese, you will see black, you will see white, and that's something I loved it, and I still love it. And now I have so many friends from different uh, places, and um, when they talk about the culture, them culture and them food, I get curious and I hope one time I can visit because I have a friend, she talked about Venezuela in very interesting way. And I said, maybe one time I'll go to visit Venezuela or maybe I have Indian woman as a friend and she said she was talking about Taj Mahal a lot. And I said, okay, I'm going to write down, I'm going to visit Taj Mahal one day. It's so many this is what I love about them
It's great.
and about New Jersey, especially.
See, there's another question.
Yes,
One lady would like to know, where can people purchase your book? So I know you mentioned Amazon. Have
Amazon.
all your poetry books been translated?
Um, uh, yes, my War on Me, it's available on Amazon, and also I have copy in my home. If someone like to send me email, I can send them the book, and they can pay with a Bumble or PayPal or any kind of. Yes, my poetry. translate from Arabic to English and also translate from English to 20 different languages. Chinese, uh, Urdu, Italian. There's so many I can like every time I publish something in English, I will receive email from someone who said he's interested to publish to translate and publish my book, and I did my poem, and I will, you know, I gave him my permission to do that, and he will publish that. So,
Have you received email or letters from people that have read your works? And
yes, yeah, I did receive so many emails, and thank God, all these reviews is a good reviews. No one said bad thing. I think there's even with Amazon, you will see there's 1,000, maybe 900 something reviews. But one woman, she said in her review, she said Faleeha Hassan, she want to show herself as a hero. I don't know, maybe she didn't write my book in in good way. I didn't want to be hero when I did write this book. No, the hero, those people, they die. The hero, those people. Yes, in my book, there's so many heroes, but not me. Those people, they died. Those people, they was suffering from the starvation. They lost so many members. Those the heroes, not me. I'm just a writer.
what is next for you? Are you working on
Uh,
anything new?
yes, I did finish my poetry book, and I did send it to publication. They asked me to give them a couple of weeks to read my book, and that's a poetry book. And also, I'm starting now. I'm writing a new novel. It's based on true story, uh, and I hope one publication can accept it. And yeah, but it's I think it took more than 1 year because I write that in Arabic, and I'm going to find someone interesting to translate it to English language. It's not easy. It's long process, but I'm working on it. But my book, poetry book, it's ready for publication.
That's interesting about the novel. So how
Yeah.
far into it are you and how is the process going? I know a lot of the writers get writer's block or sometimes they start and then they go back.
Right? Yeah, but right now I think I have this fire make me right,
Yeah.
right. But it's stop from anything like reading or because I can't read and write in the same time. If I read, I can't write anything. I just want to read.
Mm.
But if I let's say if I start writing, I will this writing keep me away from reading. Just right. And I am a mom. I have two teenage. I take care of them. I cook for them all every day, maybe twice a day, and that's clean. And that's also make my time uh, as a writing limitation with my writing. But I write, and hope this book it's someone can accept it
And
because I think it's a good story. Yeah, it's a good story.
I did want to emphasize to our audience that when you came here, you didn't know any English at all, right?
Yes, yes. I first of all, I when I came here, I came with zero English because I was focusing on my career. I almost finished my PhD degree in Arabic language. I finished the processing because we have, in PhD in Iraq, they have a 3 years processing and 2 years for writing, or maybe I don't know which one. But I finished the processing, not the writing, and I read a lot, and I was a teacher in a high school. But between teaching Arabic and prepare to have my master, PhD degree, I didn't have enough time to learn any language other than Arabic language, the classic Arabic. And also, I didn't have, like, in my mind, there's no, I didn't dream to go to different countries. That's English, it's not my need, you know what I mean? It's not, you know. And then when I came here, I had no English. I came with zero English, and I start communicating with my neighbor by using Google Translate.
Mhm.
And I told her, how can I, you know, start learning English? And she said, you need to go to the school. I went to the college, Gloucester County College, before they changed her name to be Rawan. And they said, do you have a degree? I said, yes, I have master degree in Arabic language. And I taught Arabic language for 24 years. They said, no, because you have a degree, you are not eligible for uh, financial aid. And you need to pay from your pocket to come here.
Hmm.
And when I asked about the price, they gave me $800 for the class. I said, no, that's, and as you know, when I came here, there's no way to work if I don't have a, you know, certificate for that. Then I became encircled. I don't know what should I do. And then I spoke again by using the Google with someone else, and they said you need to go to ESL program. I went to the ESL program for 3 months. I paid $10 for that for 3 months. Then I started to work as a volunteer in St. John of God. Then that's meaning I will go from 6 o'clock because I don't have any car yet. I will take the two buses to go to um, St. John of God. I will wake up at 6 o'clock, prepare my kids to go to school, and then I will take the bus and I come back at 6 o'clock also in the evening. And there's no way I can, you know, finish the ESL program. That's why I start to teach myself by myself by watching cartoons, funny shows like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. I watch all the movies from Medea movies, and then I start reading the kids' books, and then I start also after that maybe like 1 year I start to read a teenage novel like a Moby Dick and you know, in a teenage novel, not the classic one. And then after that, 2000, I think after 4 years, I start read and write in English. And in 2018, I finished writing my book, Breakfast for Butterflies, and this book nominated for Pulitzer Prize. Yeah. And after that, Oprah Winfrey, she did wrote article. She sent someone to write article about me. The title of the um, article said Faleeha Hassan, Maya Angelou of Iraq, with the mighty pen, and they published that in 2018.
Another question. Let's see.
Yes.
I think you talked about finding a community here in New Jersey. Were you happy with the decision now that you were basically this place was chosen for you to move to?
Because I don't have any, yes, I am happy because I don't have any relative or friends in different cities or states. That's why I'm still living here, and I don't have a like plan to move to the to different states or different cities because I think it's same. for me. If maybe if I have a relative or close, very close friend, maybe I can say yes, I'm going to be with you. And here in America, everyone has is like in his business. Even if you be, let's see, you have family. I think every family, it's like take care of himself more than anyone else. I don't know if I am mistaken, but that's meaning if, even if I have a friend, I am, and I will say, okay, I'm going to move nearby you. That doesn't change anything. But now she's working, she's busy with her life, and maybe that's also make her more response, and maybe she don't um accept my decision. That's why I'm still here. I don't know in the future what's going on, but I'm
Mhm.
still here.
Okay, if anybody has any more questions, we have time for a few more. I was curious because I just wanted to know, what is the Arabic word for love?
Love Arabic help help
Hope?
help. Yes,
Okay, thank you very much.
help. But this is the easy one because I'm just going to say that in Arabic language, every word, every meaning has 75 words to describe that.
Wow.
Believe me. The, like you said, the love. Uh, like if it's like uh, we call a shagaf, we call a hub, hiyam, uh, tawajud. Yes. You just imagine that so many um, vocabulary for just one meaning, and that's not just for help. That's for all these. Um, like for example, the cup we when you use it to drink coffee in Arabic is different from the cup we use it to drink water, and it's different from the cup you drink tea, and it's different if it's empty, and it's it's different if it's full, and also it's different it's half empty, half. That's why they said Arabic language is very difficult from all the words, and also Arabic language it doesn't relate to um, the old language like Greek or Latin. It doesn't have a root to those language. It's language by itself. For example, English it has root to Latin and Greek, but Arabic it doesn't have any root to any language. And by the way, uh, the uh, the numbers, the number we use is the Indian number, not your Arabic number numbers. Okay, and the numbers you use in your English language, it's Arabic numbers. Do you know that?
No.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4. When you write the 1, 2, 3, 4, that's it. That's the Arabic numbers, not English numbers. And the word, the 1, 2, 3, 4, when we write, that's an Indian numbers.
Are there any other last thoughts that you have for our listeners today? I just, again,
If you like, I can read one of my poems. Is that something?
we would love that. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to write two short poems, if that's okay. But it's
We started a poetry club at the Newark Library in September. We meet every
wow,
single month. So yeah, there's
yeah,
a lot of interest in poetry.
that's wonderful. Can I be a member?
Of course. Oh, well,
Yeah.
we meet in person though. So
Oh, there's
maybe
no
we're
online.
gonna do a Zoom in
Okay.
March. So I will let you
Yeah,
know. Mhm.
yeah. I love to be. This is I'm going to read from my book. This one, breakfast for butterflies, is in nights of war. In nights of war, my mother forced us to go to sleep before sunset. She told us the warring siren will take the sleep from your eyes, just as the raid will take the houses from their streets. We run toward everything. We eat from fear of running out of food. We drink water without thirst. And like chicks, we crawl into her abaya and sleep without sleeping. At dawn, we run toward the windows and open our eyes wide when we start counting all the destroyed houses around us and thank God for the blessing of sleep. My dangerous memory. Oh, great. Whenever I dream of birds, the cages fly above my head, and I will need all my lifetime to know which cage belongs to my dream. And then, whenever I try to remember my childhood, a bomb falls from my memory and crashes into my reality. What a lovely sunny morning, I told the girl. She was jogging in the forest. She smiled at me and said, a soldier helmet is filling from your memory again. Don't worry, I have so many of them, I told her. Everything will be good, I said to myself, and I keep jogging from exile to exile as my friend keep running from the battlefield of one war to another and returning the pictures with the black prints. There's time to read another one?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I whisper in my room, why, my father? Every time I ask you to buy a bicycle, you argue. The streets are too narrow. Come here, please. Look at the women from the window, riding horses, piloting airplanes, skating, dancing on water. And they are laughing, laughing, laughing. But whenever I try to smile, I get slapped by a wall. Why, my mother? Whenever I tried to straighten my hair under the sun, you plaited it while it was still dewy. Why, my father? Why, my mother? Whenever I painted a butterfly on the wall, you made it fly. Come here, look at the hearts. They have wings and they are singing. I'm going to read a poem. It's called Scarf. Don't be scared of me. I'm not the alien coming from space, hiding its horrible sensor under its hood. I'm not here to attack you. No, don't be scared. I'm not a female spider hidden in her web, trying to web your body with a silken thread. I'm not a barbaric woman, just dance on the drums of death. I'm a woman like you, smiling like you, walking on my feet like you, crying, laughing, dreaming, and singing like you. The difference between us is in the world I lost so many. It's scarf, my scarf. See it, touch it, feel it. Do not let it cover your mind from seeing the real truth. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that bonus treat right now. That was lovely. Any last thoughts for us before we conclude this evening?
First of all, I want to thank you so much for this great opportunity. And I was hoping if I can come in person to do this event, but there's so many issues with the travel. Like I can drive in nighttime. That's my issue. And I did love this the talk between us, and I hope one time we can meet again and have another event and with poetry or talk with different subjects. And yeah, and I hope people interesting to read my book and purchase it on Amazon, or they can contact me on my email. My email is d.fh, the number 88 at yahoo.com.
Repeat it again. I'm going to type it into the chat. Go ahead.
Okay. My email d as in David dot f as in Friday, h as in happy, the number 88 at yahoo.com.
Nice. I typed it into the chat. And yeah, I will definitely be in touch with you about the event in March, because we're doing a Women's History Month, Poetry Month. So
and also, yeah, because I was a member in different poetry groups, but all these groups, they took me to go there like 1 hour, half hour driving. We established a new poetry group. It's called Let's Talk Poetry. It's local, and if you have any event, we can come, and especially in April, we can come and do poetry reading in the library. That's be wonderful. Right now we are just 4, but we hope so many people they can come and join us and become a member in this our group.
Great. And this program has been recorded, so many more people will see it on Facebook, and I hope that everybody who's watched it will tell their friends about it. And we've got some wonderful comments from the attendees. They all thank you so much for your time and your insight. Thank you everybody for watching this evening. We've learned about the terrors of war, the consequences of it, overcoming adversity, the importance of love and acceptance, and supporting and uplifting one another, how important that all is. Please join me in extending our thanks to Faleeha and for sharing her experiences this evening. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.